The United States says China is stealing its AI, but instead of only responding with sanctions, Donald Trump has responded with electricity bills. Welcome to the AI race, where the latest weapon isn't just chips or chatbots. It's your monthly power bill. Because according to the White House, America cannot beat China in artificial intelligence if Americans start blaming AI for making their electricity unaffordable. And that's precisely where Trump's latest plan comes in.
You want to do, we're leading China by a lot, and using our old grid would not have worked. And I came up with the idea that, build your own plant, this way nobody can complain.
The Trump administration has publicly accused several Chinese AI companies of copying America's most advanced AI models. Not by hacking source code, not by stealing hard drives, but through something called AI distillation. Think of it like this. Imagine one student spends years preparing for an exam. Another student can't exactly see his notebook, but keeps asking him thousands of questions, writes down every answer, spots the pattern, and eventually scores almost the same marks. That's essentially what the US says Chinese firms have been doing with American AI. Washington alleges companies like Moonshot AI extracted knowledge from models developed by firms like Anthropic to build their own powerful systems. That too without paying billions of dollars in research costs.
So Treasury Secretary Bessent voiced concern this week on China potentially distilling or stealing AI technology from the United States, kind of manipulating it as their own. Anthropic said that the largest distilling attack happened last month. Do you think this will come up when the president meets with President Xi in September?
Well, I have had the honor of being part of some of the meetings and discussions between President Trump and President Xi, and I can tell you there is always a wide range of topics that come up. I would imagine this would be something. It's of high importance to the president and of this administration to obviously ensure that America remains dominant in the AI race, and we're obviously tracking the particular situation that you mentioned.
China rejects the allegations. It says AI progress comes from homegrown innovation. So now AI race has become much more than just a technology story. It's turning into a geopolitical contest. But here's the twist. The biggest obstacle to beating China isn't China. It's America's own electricity grid. Training today's AI models isn't like running a laptop overnight. These data centers consume staggering amounts of electricity. Some use as much power as entire cities. Utilities have warned that if hundreds of AI data centers connect to the public grid, ordinary households could eventually end up paying higher electricity bills. So imagine opening your monthly power bill and discovering you're indirectly paying for someone else's chatbot. Not exactly a winning election slogan for Trump, especially when Americans are already paying more for fuel. Because of the ongoing conflict with Iran, global oil prices have surged. Petrol prices are also rising. Energy has become a political headache for the White House. And that's why Trump believes he has found a workaround. Instead of asking ordinary consumers to support America's AI ambitions, Trump wants big tech to foot the bill. His expanded Ratepayer Protection Pledge asks major AI companies to build or finance their own electricity. That means their own natural gas plants, their own nuclear reactors, their own microgrids, instead of simply plugging into existing public network. The White House says if companies generate enough electricity, they'll even send surplus power back into the grid.
With you, all I know is you need more than double what we produce right now. Think of it. So we produce tremendous amounts of electricity for every business, and this industry needs more than double that amount. So we're letting you build your own with the Trump administration's Ratepayer Protection Plan. The American innovators and consumers thrive to win together because we're insisting that AI data centers and big tech companies pay their own way. And that's what they're doing, and they're happy to do it because this way they're going to be able to function and function brilliantly. They're going to have a lot of electricity left over, and they'll put that into the grid. So we'll actually end up with more electricity. The rates are going to go down.
So more electricity, greater supply, lower prices. At least that's the theory. Now this gives Trump one policy, two political objectives, and perhaps one election strategy. Objective number one, keep America's AI boom moving faster than China's. If companies don't have to wait years for public utilities, they can build AI infrastructure much faster. Objective number two, protect voters from soaring electricity bills. Because if AI makes household bills more expensive, people won't blame Microsoft or Google. They'll blame the government, especially ahead of midterm elections in November. So Trump is effectively telling big tech, if you want to build trillion-dollar AI, that's okay, but don't sell the bill to ordinary Americans.
Electricity rates for 80% of the power distributed in America are now being kept in check by the plan. We have kept rates down, way down. You know, we inherited the worst inflation in the history of America from the Biden administration. And as you know, last week it was announced that inflation is way down. It's down more than it's been in over 6 years. And other things are happening that are so fantastic. And when all these buildings, plants, factories that we're talking about start opening up, all I know is I'd like to be the next president, because I'm going to make somebody look very good.
It's classic political damage control. If the White House cannot immediately lower global oil prices because of an international conflict that the US started, it can at least try to prevent electricity prices from becoming another crisis at home. But economists aren't fully convinced. Experts say power plants and transmission lines still take years to build. Someone still has to pay for new electricity infrastructure. If utility companies eventually pass those costs to consumers, household bills could still rise. Meaning the promise sounds simple, but the economics remain complicated.
With the Ratepayer Protection Pledge, we're creating a fair deal for everybody. This is how we'll grow our economy, lower the cost of living, protect American consumers, and lead the world in AI and high tech.
The AI race is no longer just about smarter chatbots. It's about electricity. It's about who controls the chips, the power, and the future. Washington says China is copying American intelligence. China says America is afraid of competition. In the middle of this technological Cold War, ordinary families are simply hoping next month's electricity bill doesn't become collateral damage. Because in 2026, winning the AI race isn't only about building better algorithms. It's about making sure voters don't pay for them. This is Shivangi Mukherjee for India Abroad.